So why don't you put a no, so they come.
One restraining order, two restraining orders from the same judge over and over. The name of the lawyer is Brock, and Susan has Deputy Brock, and the public defender that's representing me right now is named Brock Law. September 24th, 2025. Look at these restraining orders and listen to Susan Dunn. And Susan Dunn named Julia Bice on a restraining order against me. I went to the neighbors and Julie, this is Susan Dunn's handwriting. False witnessing and using the neighbor against me. And then the neighbor that Susan Dunn used as a witness against me puts a restraining order on me 2 years later. All these same restraining orders are coming from the same judge. That's a personal vendetta from this judge, Beccarelli, since 2018. Listen to inconsistent stories, conflicting lies. Oh, here's one from James Cox, Joshua Cox. This is the 4th restraining order. January this year, 2025. There's another one from Julie. Here's one from my father, Rusty. He's dead now. From the same judge, all from the same judge. Brock Law and Deputy Brock told Susan to put a restraining order on me, and now I'm being represented by Brock Law at Dayton Township Justice Court. Do you hear the name trend? Brock Law, Deputy Brock. Brock's on a restraining order. Now I have a Brock representing me in court. Susan Dunn just deflects everything. My sister, Katie Logan, has never visited Susan Dunn in the 10 years Susan Dunn has moved to Dayton, Nevada. Because Susan's obeying Julia Bice across the street. They're Jesuits. Don't want to get poisoned by Susan while staying here as a house guest when you turn your back on Susan Dunn to leave the room to go to the bathroom, and Susan will slip a Mickey into your drink. Katie Logan, my sister, and Bonnie, Susan's sister, does not ever come out here to visit Susan Dunn either.
I happened to be out there when Billy was arrested. We had a big bail that night. They waited all day long. They do this on purpose. They want to disturb me at night or whatever.
Julia Bice has a camera aimed at this front porch. Tells their kids to go out front and backyard to whistle and make noises at me as soon as they see me on their security monitors. That's entrapment, and I'm not allowed to record back.
It doesn't count. You let so many hours go by, you must not care. Now you care, you know. Okay. So I told the judge I happened to be out there, and I told Billy to go in the house, and those kids started doing it. And I'm sorry, I'm not the type of person to get my phone and film. I'm not going to go to other people's level and film and say, well, look at my picture, look at my picture, look at my video. What, are we in elementary school? Are we in elementary school? I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. The judge goes, why don't you put cameras and lights on your house? Everybody's doing it. And I'm like, I'm not that way. I'm not that person. You know? And so I tell you that, so you know what Julie says? She incriminates herself right there, and the judge don't even care. Well, I couldn't see Sue was in the garage. I couldn't see. So she was bearing false witness. She was bearing false witness. And so she's orchestrating it.
Who's Susan Dunn talking to on the phone right now on the couch?
You better do something now. Billy's still over there. Sue hasn't evicted him. Sue hasn't put a restraining order against him. Sue had the nerve to put a restraining order against us. So she's pissed off. Now they're pissed off because I put a restraining order against them. Because the cops said, why don't you put a restraining order against them? Well, then the judge says, oh, you can't put a restraining order in for them to restrain themselves. Yeah, she said, you can't put a restraining order to protect your son. Because your son, I already proved that your son's a problem because I'm backing up Julie. So you can't do that. In essence, that's what she's saying. She's saying Billy doesn't have a right. Billy can't put a restraining order against them because they did it first. Huh? I never heard of such a thing. So they get to be critical.
As many times as she's heard the words of Paul on the tapes and heard them read in Scripture about the head of the house, I might as well be talking to the moon as she is an individual. Yes, I am a wimp, but I tried for 25 years before giving up. She comes from a family of very independent women. I'll stop there. And you know the only difference between God and this man, this husband, is he didn't become a wimp. He had to take a stand. And I believe his heart broke and tears.
So Billy has still rights. The bailiff and the police have forbidden Billy to go out in the front yard. Just stay in the backyard. Be a prisoner in your own house because of the people across the street. The bailiff says no. The bail bondsman says they can keep their side of the street as dirty as they want, but you better keep your side clean. So they're trying to put Billy in jail, or if he went against the TPO, that's not a misdemeanor, that's a felony. So they can put him in prison. And I'm just supposed to stand by, and I'm supposed to see this injustice happening. Because, I'm sorry, I mean, I don't, Billy's got some rewiring, some wire stuff, whatever going on, weird.
Consider his needs, desires, and requirements. We interpret his strength and uncompromising stand as cold, hard-nosed, no needs. We drift away ever so gradually at times, and we begin to see things differently than our husband, and we go our separate ways. And we put other things before him and other lovers, lovers of self, lovers of money, lovers of pleasure, whatever love you can think of. And ceases to fulfill our needs as we forget him. We fail to fear him. We refuse to obey him. And we deceive ourselves in the process. But you know, our God, his love was so great, he made a way to bring his wife back. And that's the story of Israel. But he said, wife, you must return to me not with deception. All your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. It's called repentance. And on the day of Pentecost in Acts chapter 2, verse 37, 38, Israel said, what then shall we do? And Peter said, repent. And what was it? Surrender. Once again, obey your husband. And be baptized.
What a liar Susan Dunn is. That's the same Susan Dunn on the phone right now that I'm matching to the screen. On this camera phone, this Google Pixel 9. Susan Dunn's involved in a Jesuit conspiracy, playing the airhead, treating everyone like they have every stupid written on their forehead, hoping they're a Jesuit too. That also denies being a Jesuit to everybody else. Well, I guess a repentant Jesuit would be a Jesuit for Christ. Not someone going around denying being a Jesuit to somebody that accuses them of being a Jesuit, right? Susan Dunn? When's your daughter going to come out here and visit you, Susan Dunn? 2025, in 6 months? December will come and go. You're a terrible actor that hates your daughter. Otherwise, why does your daughter not come out here to ever visit you? And this person gets to use restraining orders against me when their daughter doesn't come out here to visit them ever, even when I was near homeless twice off of their restraining orders. There's a justice code for this. Judge taking a bribe. That's why I have 6 restraining orders from this judge in 7 years, Judge Beccarelli, and just listen to these conflicting lies between Susan Dunn and Julia Bice, and their restraining orders filed against me. Now Susan Dunn is putting up a flimsy defense on the phone, and then all the other times telling me I need to delete posts off of Facebook, and I need to do this and do that. I need to stop saying the person that votes for freedom first, Susan Dunn, the fisherman.
Really quit out here with her son because of Facebook. Well, you gonna quit looking at my son's Facebook after I move? Is that a promise? Can I get that in writing? Will you just, because my son doesn't have the common sense to unfriend people that do him wrong.